Hello guys, it's Patty and I'm here with a process layout. It was a challenge given to me by Robin over at Robin's Nursing Journey. She had done a sunset layout and she challenged me to do a winter layout. So I had this picture in mind. It's a picture my sister took of my nephew James in front of or next to a giant snowman after one of our snowstorms this winter. And I knew that's the picture I wanted to use for the winter layout. I'm using this blue and white Studio Calico by American Crafts paper. I knew that this layout was going to be predominantly blues and whites and silvers, winter colors to me. And I'm just matting down the picture down to the first layer, which is a white with blue grid paper. And then I'm going to use this bell. It's like a blue watercolor paper. You'll just see in just a second. I'm just trimming this down. And here's that paper. It's like a watercolor washed paper. So I'm just trimming that down and I will adhere both layers onto there. And that will be my matting. And I'm going to put this down at the bottom because I'm going to have snowflakes coming down. And here I am adjusting my ATG gun for the 100th trillionth time. I really love this ATG gun, but it's really a pain in the butt. I don't know if it's just me, but I find that it unravels or jams or has all kinds of little issues a lot. So there I am just adhering them all down, and then I'll adhere this to the bottom. So I will link up Robin's page as well as the video I'm referring to down in the description bar so you can take a look at that. Right now I'm just punching out some snowflakes with one of my Martha Stewart snowflake punches. And I had two different snowflake designs. One looks like a mini doily, but I believe they're both from Martha Stewart, and here's the snowflake one. And I'm just punching them out in that blue paper that I used to mat my picture. And I also punched out another piece, snowflakes from another piece of that paper from the collection. It's a aqua water washed paper. And I'm also punching out some white cardstock as well. I'm just going to have them coming down from the top of the layout to give you that snowing effect. And we've been having a lot of snow this winter. I think we're actually expecting another snowstorm this week after we just had a warm bout. So most of the snow has melted and flooded the streets or destroyed the streets, and now we're going to have more. So I'm just decided that I trimmed down the main paper. I trimmed it down, and I decided I'm going to mount it onto white cardstock. And I adhered all the snowflakes down. I cut that out because it's like tedious gluing down snowflakes. And I'm adhering these little tiny, what are they called? Goosebumps. And they're silver because I wanted to add like a little bit of sparkle in between the snowflakes and a little bit of enamel dots. These my mind's eye, and they're like a aqua color. So I'm just mixing those in with the snowflakes, and it just gives it a little bit of something. I'm putting my white photo corners on here. I don't think I can do a layout without using photo corners. And what else am I going to do? Now I'm going to start building an embellishment cluster down at that lower right hand corner. This is one of the resistant embellishments from the Heidi Swap collection, and I'm used the silver paint, but you really can't see what the banner says. It says fun. What does it say? So much fun, it says. So then I use some of the blue watercolor, and then it helps it stand out much better. And I wanted to cover up, there's a timestamp on this picture. It has the date of when the picture was taken. I wanted to cover that up because it's kind of an eyesore to me. I don't know. I don't use timestamps. So I have these word stickers. They're not word stickers. They're labels, and they're from October Afternoon. I think it was this winter collection from this year. And that one on the top right corner says Snow Day, and the square one down below says Winter Wonderland. And that's another Heidi Swap thing, which I don't use because I used the wrong blue on it. So I'll just save that for another project. And also I try to do this camera, but I don't feel it comes out very well. Now these are meant for mistables. They're probably less watery than watercolor. The watercolor is very watery and it kind of affects the resist on there. So the camera one didn't come out good, so I won't be using that. I'm just digging around for other things I can add down to this embellishment cluster. And I have this label that came off of that October afternoon, it says, what does it say? Cold hands, warm heart. I thought it was really cute with little mittens. And it adds a different color to the layout, so it's like a chalkboard. So just putting that embellishment cluster together. And then I have these arrows from that St. Haughty Swap Resistant. And I make it a little gray, and it kind of looks kind of cool, like chalkboard look. But it does make the paper really weak, so you should wait before you adhere it on, because that watercolor does a little job to it. So probably best to use sprays on it instead of watercolors, but I just figured I have more colors, watercolors, and sprays. And then I'm using these little banner type post-it things from the dollar section at Target, and this one's like an aqua color, and I'm trying to find a place to tuck it in. And I wind up tucking it down there just to give a little more color. And then that arrow is going to get moved, but it's in this somewhat area where it will wind up staying. And my title is going to be James and the Giant Snowman, which is a play on the title of James and the Giant Peach, which is a book that one of my teachers read us a lot in, I think it was 4th grade. So that was cute, James and the Giant Snowman, because he looks so tiny next to it. It's really cute. So I'm using those print shop thickers to write James, and then I'm going to use these gray. They came in a Studio Calico Project Life kit. And they're a gray chipboard. Don't know the name of them. Let me see. No, they don't have a name on them, but they are from Studio Calico. They're like a gray with a white line print. So I'm going to wind up moving that arrow. And I'm just writing out and I'm going to put giant, the giant snowman. I don't do any journaling on this layout. I keep it just to the title. I don't really think it needs journaling. So, although I might give it to my sister and she can put it in her project life and maybe she'll journal on the back or the front. So there I'm putting snowman. And I realize I don't have a lowercase m, so I have to use an uppercase M. And I kind of like the way it comes out because it's like going over his head and then down again. And now I'm going to adhere this arrow back on. There, I did that. And then I have this tag from that October afternoon Christmas collection. And now I'm pulling out some silver sequins. I'm going to add those within the snowflakes. And down below, just throwing them randomly anywhere really. And then I'm going to take this twine that I got from Michael's Recollections, and it's a thicker twine than usual twine. And it's gray and white, and I want to tie a bow over on that left-hand bottom corner. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just fiddling with it to make it lay kind of flat, and I'll wind up adhering it down so that we don't have to worry about it too much. Just snipping those off and gluing it down. I'm holding it down. I'm almost done at this point. I'm looking at my roller stamps that Tiffany Westbrook sent me, and I know I want to put the date because I know I covered up the timestamp down below, so I wanted to add the date back on there somewhere. So it was February 4th, and I'm going to find a date and a phrase to go with it. And I think I use remember this and the date, and I'm going to stamp it on the side, the right-hand side, over there in a gray color. Then I'm trying to find a stamp to stamp on that top tag, and the top tag says Happy Place, and I also stamped that in a gray color. And I'm almost done here. I'm going to do some splattering of gray and blue with my watercolors. And I wound up drying it off a little bit with my heat gun. And that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple